I think, look, it's obviously, something that's being worked out through the Trump administration. Like I said, we're a coalition. There's definitely voices on big tech. They have every lobbyist in this town, every law firm in this town. Let's say it's a rigged system. The system's totally rigged. If you want to go up against big tech now, I'm going to tell you how tough.
But you've talked to him personally about this.
Here's what I think is. Here's one of the things I think is important is our going after the big law firms. We're trying to go after the machinery that has this system set up to go after the big law firms. I think we have to go after the big investment banks, the big hedge funds, the money center banks. You have to go after all of them, and basically, play smash mouth, because they play smash mouth with you. This system is run by money and power, and it's run by oligarchic centers in both Wall Street, the corporatists, and Silicon Valley. And we're just not going to change it overnight, and there is a struggle. I mean, I would submit to you that, and if you read the front 2 pages of the remedy section in the Google case and see where our Justice Department is coming out, it kind of stuns me of how antitrust the people we've put in. I mean, people know I'm a big admirer of Alina Khan. I don't think we've made that big a shift. I would love to have her back. I think she'd be terrific, but we're just a difference in degree, not so much in kind, of what we put in place today. And I think you're going to see tough antitrust action taking place. That's why I think Wall Street's not enamored. They didn't see the big wave of M&A and M&A fees coming. So this is all, but it's always going to be a struggle. And it's who's going to be able to have muscle politically. In Florida 6, we were down 3 points. I think up to 2 weeks ago, when our show got involved, Breitbart got involved, we got our grassroots volunteers out. Scott Jennings on CNN makes a very important point about, as we've reshaped this party to be more working class and middle class, we also are dependent upon low propensity voters. Low propensity, low information. It's not, they're not degreed or not dumb by low information, they're just not interested in politics, right? These people basically come up for Trump. We have to have a massive grassroots effort every time to get them out. Scott's absolutely correct, and this is one of the reasons we won in Florida 6, is got it out. So the power, we have to, what do they call them, suckerfish?
Yeah.
We have to deliver, mass amounts of grassroots, right, who are basically entrepreneurs, right, the little guy, the little shopkeepers, the workers. We have to deliver that, and we have to deliver it consistently. But I think you're starting to see that we did win, shouldn't be lost here, we did win overwhelmingly the voter ID in Wisconsin last night. Although we lost, I think we got blown out.
I mean, since I've known you, you've been really outspoken. You just mentioned it now about the power of money in politics. And I'm interested in how that applies to tech and antitrust policy. Is there evidence you can point me to that Trump is serious about pursuing a crackdown he's talked about in the past,
yes, I
and won't be bought off by inauguration checks
look at the
from
FTC.
Zuckerberg and Bezos?
It's
a Melania documentary.
We're in an imperial capital that the populist nationalist movement did not create. Okay? This is an empire, exactly what the revolutionary generation and the framers and the founders of our nation warned us against, we evolved into. If the revolutionary generation of the framers came back to say they'd spit on the floor with how we've allowed this country to evolve. And so our movement is relatively young and having political power. But look at our Justice Department. Look at some of the commissioners we're putting on there. These people are almost as big of fire breathers as Rohit and Lena Khan. That's what I think is so shocking.
Is the personnel the real focus that you see?
Personnel's policy in this town, right? Particularly working it. Go back and read. Look at what we're doing at Google, both in the courts in Northern Virginia and in D.C. You should definitely read the summary that the folks wrote. It's quite powerful, and I think it shows you the beginning of a framework of what I would call a populist nationalist idea about antitrust and about taking on these oligarchs.
Let me ask you